Hi guys, it's Rich here from RT Cards again. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm going to continue my review of the cards in the Panini Prizm Premier League set that I think offer some value. Today I want to talk to you, I'm going to cover two teams today. So I'm going to talk to you about Norwich and I'm also going to run through Manchester City as well. Norwich, often referred to as Norwich, by US cousins. It's actually pronounced Norwich. And once again, I'm going to be looking at players within this team that have got the potential to rise in value. Unfortunately for Norwich, the way that these guys are going to rise in value is by getting moves to bigger clubs, I think. I don't think they're likely to make it big whilst they're with Norwich. Norwich tend to be a bit of a yo-yo team, kind of flip between the Premier League and the Championship. So I think in all likelihood is they'll probably get relegated at the end of this season. I do quite like Norwich. I remember the first Premier League season when it was Man United, Villa and Norwich all battling it out for the title. Younger guys amongst you probably not believe that could ever have been the top three in the Premier League, but it was. So as I say, my justification for most of these is that the players are the ones that teams are likely to try and poach if Norwich go down. They're bottom of the league, widely expected to drop, even if they somehow manage to survive. I think at least one or two of these guys is going to get picked off by one of the bigger clubs. So I'll quickly run through the rest of the team as well. There's 12 players again in the set for Norwich. 7 of them I think you can pretty much dismiss fairly instantly as far as I'm concerned. You've got Tim Krul, been in the Premier League for a long time. Tim Closer, Mario Vrancic, Marco Stiepermann, Onel Hernandez, Alex Tettey, and Christoph Zimmermann. All relatively not old guys as such, but they're all kind of pushing around about 30, I guess. I don't really see any upward mobility in their values. There's a couple of rookie cards amongst them. Again, that appears to be more about the number of times they've appeared in Panini rather than their actual age. So I wouldn't be looking at any of those guys. That leaves us with 5 others. I'm thinking probably only 4 out of 5 to really provide value. Timu Pukki, he's the one that I'm very much on the fence about. It's his rookie card, but he's no spring chicken either. He scored a boatload of goals last year in the Championship. He scored 11, I think, so far in the Premier League this year. Everyone likes a goal scorer. So there's a possibility that he gets one last move if Norwich goes down, but probably no further than a mid-table Premier League side at best. I'd have thought potentially quite well suited to the Bundesliga, and he's played there before as well, so he could get a move potentially. Now Max Aarons, he's one of the ones that's been, the rumours have probably been strongest about him moving on. Strong interest from Tottenham. Liverpool apparently also had or have an interest in him, although they've obviously got Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. Spurs have got Serge Aurier, so he's going to get game time at Spurs if he makes that move. He's young, he's played really well in a struggling team. There's definitely potential there, and I'd say he's one of the ones that's kind of nailed on to move on. On the other side of defence, so Max Aarons plays on the right side of defence. Jamal Lewis plays on the left-hand side. Again, another young player with potential. The rumours were of a move to Crystal Palace. Perhaps he could go a step further than that. I think he'd probably suit teams just outside of the top 6. Left-sided, or decent left-sided defenders, not always that easy to pick up either. So again, one with a potential for rising value as well. and in the middle of the defence. So the weakness in those three players is that they're all defenders, and generally speaking, people don't tend to like buying defenders. But as far as potential goes, and the fact that they're all rookie cards, then I think they're worth having in a box somewhere at least. So Ben Godfrey is a central defender, strong, quick, good range of passing, can play in a kind of defensive midfield role as well. So he's a decent player. He was linked with Tottenham again, Manchester United as well before the season has started. He's obviously had a lot of work to do in the Norwich defence this year. He's done okay by all accounts. Also an England under-21 international, captain in fact as well, or he has captained them. And he is being mentored by Rio Ferdinand. So Manchester United will know everything that they need to know about this kid, and United could do with some decent centre-backs. So there are some maybe tenuous links there, but it could be something that they follow up on. This guy is my favourite out of the Norwich players. So Emiliano Buendia. He has created the fourth most amount of chances in the Premier League. He is fourth for assists in the Premier League. He's been involved in 30% of Norwich's goals in a team that's bottom of the league. His stats for creativity kind of rank alongside people like Jack Grealish and James Maddison. He's just a little bit off the pace from those guys, but they're both regarded as 50 to 70 million pound players. If this guy could add goals to his game, then I think he'd definitely be considered amongst that company. I think perhaps he goes a little bit under the radar, and that could be because he's at Norwich as a side to a slightly more glamorous club, but this guy can definitely play. I think the Norwich fans have been singing his praises all season, and shouting that he doesn't get the credit that he perhaps deserves. I think he's a certainty for a move to a bigger club, probably a European football playing club next season. This one being his rookie card, I think it's a good one to pick up. Okay, so for this season, that's it for Norwich. Todd Cantwell's probably one of their bigger prospects as well. It's been his breakout season this year, really. So there was no card for him. You can get a Panini sticker for him for this year, so it might be worth grabbing one or two of those. But that's Norwich. They're probably one of my favourite teams within the Prizm set this season for rookies. I think they've got a decent set there. I thought I'd go through Manchester City relatively quickly, because I don't think there's much value in these cards at all, quite frankly, unless you kind of get into the low numbered Prizms. But there's only one rookie, I think, which is Laporte. This guy. Again, not so much of a rookie. I think he's kind of 25, 26. He's decent for sure. He played at a high level in Spain. He's come over to Man City and he's decent for them. But I think the only way he's going to go up in value is if perhaps he goes back to Spain and plays for either Madrid or Barcelona, which I don't know how realistic that is. I think the Man City cards in general, they all look a bit weird. The rest of the set are kind of fairly realistic, but some of these guys just look a little bit robotic. But Ederson, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Benjamin Mendy, Nicolas Otamendi, Kevin De Bruyne. I'm a big fan of his, so I'll pick up some of his cards just because I'm a fan. It looks a bit ridiculous there, but there we go. Fernandinho, David Silva, Phil Foden. So this is his first Prizm, so I guess from that point of view, it'd be worth keeping hold of a few of his cards. He obviously is in other Panini sets, which is why this is not his rookie, but he is destined for great things. So I'll certainly be keeping a hold of some of his cards. Bernardo Silva, Ilkay Gundogan, Raheem Sterling, Leroy Sané, Riyad Mahrez, Zinchenko, Aguero, and Gabriel Jesus. So they're quite an established set of players, which is why you've not really got any rookies popping up in there. So I think really from that collection, it's only really Phil Foden that I would look to maybe keep hold of a few. Outside of that, I don't really see there's going to be any kind of future rises in those. So there you go. That's Manchester City and Norwich City for today, and hopefully I'll be back with another video and we'll cover somebody else. If there's anyone you specifically want me to cover, then leave it in the comments and I'll do my best to get that video up for you. Okay, cheers.